So I took about a week off. I want to return with style. And when is the last time you guys ever see me play Shupe? And when's the last time you seen Shupe with Syndicate? Today's going to be a banger, guys. So I really want you to stick around for this video. But first, let's roll today's sponsor, Brilliant. The best way to learn anything is through an interactive experience. That's why Brilliant's hands-on lessons in math, science, and computer science can help you learn 6 times more effectively than watching video lectures. With 60 plus courses available for all ability and knowledge levels, you'll definitely find something that interests you. I'm currently enrolled in understanding variables and making decisions, and I believe these courses could also benefit you as a competitive card game player since we all have the same goal in mind. There are many variables to consider throughout a match, and they put a lot of weight on the decisions that we make. You can join the millions of people already learning interactively on Brilliant with a special offer that I have just for my viewers. It's as simple as heading over to brilliant.org/Qcento to get started for free for the first 30 days, and the first 200 viewers to visit will also get 20% off of an annual membership. So what are you waiting for? My video will still be here when you're done. Thank you to Brilliant for sponsoring this video. What we're really trying to do is create a deck that doesn't have any duplicates, and I'm talking about the bronze end here. And we have 2 cards in the deck, being Shupe's Day Off and Redea, that give us payoffs if we don't have any duplicates. Otherwise, these cards won't work. So you have to be careful if you're going to be taking this and making a different version that you don't have any doubles in the bronze end. But we'll go over the benefits that we get from these cards. Now, with Shupe's Day Off, we either get the Shupe Mage, we get the Shupe Hunter, or we get the Shupe Knight, each of which have 5 possible outcomes of what we'll get. However, we only get to choose from 3. So you have to understand there's a little bit of RNG with this card going into using it. However, we have an idea of what we're looking to do. So we can use this for a bunch of damage if we really need to. Let's say they have a bunch of engines that are still in their early state on the board. We can just go and try to get rid of that, especially if our board state's clean. Maybe we played Candle, maybe we played the Vial of Forbidden Knowledge. We don't really have units out there. This could be very good. We could do move a random unit to the opposite row. Maybe they play a Torres worth 22 points. Maybe they play a boat and they boost it up with a Crystal Skull. There's a lot of good things that we can basically seize from them, right? We just have to make sure that we don't have anything on our side of the playing field so that we don't accidentally give them one of our units. Now, a couple different things here. Destroy an enemy artifact could be very good with the Shupe Hunter if we're playing into a scenario deck like Harmony, or we're playing into Dragonborg. We could do, I think I said that wrong, Drakenborg, but either way, you see what I'm trying to say. We can get rid of an artifact and that could potentially win the game. And of course, if we don't have a good target there, we can always just go and take Resilience with the Shupe Knight or whatever we get off that, and I feel pretty good about it as well. Now, the other payoff that we get is Redea. If your starting deck has no dupes, deploy on melee, spawn your faction stratagem on the row. You notice here how we have Tiger's Eye, which gives us 5 coins, so we could open up a round 3, for example, or open up a bleed into a round 2 with a full bank, and be able to take our tributes, be able to take our spends, maybe if we want to just destroy a bunch of stuff with our spenders, and really bleed effectively against our opponent. Now, we can also take the range to create a neutral stratagem, and what that could mean for us here is, let's say, Curse Scroll. If King of Beggars is in hand, we don't get the tribute refund. So we definitely want to have him in deck, and if we weren't able to put him on the bottom of the deck with Maxi in early game, then maybe we accidentally draw him, and this can really save that type of play as well. But it's not always the case. Before, I had Eavesdrop in the deck, and I found like we were just getting too many coins when we didn't need them. So I like the idea of just doing it off Redea as like a last case scenario. And it seems to be working pretty well for me because King of Beggars in hand round 3 can lose games, but we haven't had that issue with this. So I'm pretty happy about it. We don't have a lot of thinning in the deck, but I do have a couple things for consistency. Of course, King of Beggars summons when the tribute's used, and a lot of times I get questions about this card. Basically, picture it like it's a bank of 12 coins in our deck. And when we take tributes, it refunds them. And when it refunds them, the counter goes down. And when the counter hits 0, the card summons itself. That's all you got to think about. Now, you look at the card's values here, you see the tribute amounts, noting that our deck will make tributes cost 1 less. So this will cost 8, this will cost 5, this will cost 4, you name it, right? So once you factor all that in, this card will summon. That's a thin. So we have the one thin, we have a Valdi Bank for consistency, and of course we have the Arcane Tome. I don't believe we need much more than that. We're generally getting the cards that we need, and Syndicate has a lot of good gold cards. And yeah, I just didn't want to compromise to put like a Roach or Knickers or anything like that. I have Vial of Forbidden Knowledge in here just in case they have one too. We can get like a free little thing. Otherwise, we could just keep one of our spenders alive, which helps quite a bit. So that's the way it looks here. I know you guys are probably going to say, well, what about the RNG? What about Rune Mage? I mean, Rune Mage doesn't really play well for Syndicate, in my opinion, because you don't get to actually get a Rune Stone for Syndicate. So you're going to be getting cards from other factions that really don't benefit the overall core strategy as much as they need to. So that's why I opt to take out the Rune Mage, of course. So we have that. Savola, really cool. We spawn a 12-point card, 18-point swing, plus the refunds, a lot of points. We have Marils for a Tall Punish. I already have Artifact here. We took care of that with Shupe. I didn't feel like putting a Heat Wave. I think Marils is a little bit more flexible. We get rid of a Tall Engine. If worst case scenario, we don't even take the Tribute. We just get the 4 damage. And that could be an engine, right? It could trade pretty well regardless. So there's that. Alyssa put Shupe back in deck. If they banish Shupe, we could put Vivaldi back in deck. There's a lot of stuff we can do with that. I think it's worth having in here. At first, I tried other things. I tried Roland. It didn't feel great, because if we didn't pull Roland at the same time as the Gellert, it was pretty bad. I tried Tunnel Joe for a bit, not enough crimes. I tried Evelyn Gallo for a bit. We get a lot of refunds, so there's often times where I have coin at the end of the turn, and I don't really want that. You know, I just feel like it's good where it was. I tried Tesham for a bit, so I think Alyssa just is much higher point ceiling if played correctly, and if, you know, we can just pull our cards, which I feel like we do most of the time. So there's that. Big spender, carry over here, right? Really flexible. Candles like an auto include even after the nerf. Again, Maxi to put Cobb at the bottom of the deck, or find out if we're going to be getting our Shupe or something like that. Mage is really cool because Tribute 5, well, it's Tribute 4 in this case, damage 3 adjacent units by 2. This is really good into the Deadeye type of deck. I wish I could put 2. Thought about putting a Tin Boy, but I think Tin Boy is just overkill. Right, Tin Boy's in 11 here. So yeah, I just went with the Salamander Mage. It really helps clean things up. That would dip in the Pontar, maybe a couple Freak Show pings, and we're killing stuff for real. So there's that. Again, just some value bronzes here. 3 damage for 0 cost, because our leader, we got a Purify for resilience or a lock. We have a Squirrel just to get rid of some echo cards. You know, it flows, right? So this is what I have. Hopefully you guys like it. I got 4 games with commentary for reference for you today. And if you enjoy the content that you see, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Since we're pushing 15k subs, we're almost there, guys. So we can make it happen, I believe, pretty soon. But that's pretty much it. Let's get into the gameplay. Thanks for stopping by again, and we'll see you soon. Alright, for the first game here, we have Enslave 6. I feel like this will be one of the tougher matchups that we have, but it's winnable, right? Gonna put back Peller for now. This is like a lot of very good stuff to play into first round, but I don't want to overcommit with things like this unless we have to. This could be good for Torres, though. Do we have any more coin generation? That's a problem for me. I guess we could use Leader on a couple things. I'll put back Jackal for now.
I shall not repeat Emir's mistakes.
If I float this, it makes it awkward for them. They can't really do much for the first turn offensively, at least. It makes them have more of a proactive start. We get a bit of coin. It's not all bad. So this would be a waste. We could use the Cleric. I'm fine with that, I guess.
Ever faithful to the flaming rose.
Tempo's ahead. I don't think that they would have follow-up poisons. And I guess that's justified. I don't really have anything else to spawn, so it feels like a wasted lock to me at least.
Always use protective eyewear when handling toxins, they said.
I guess. Sure. We'll take this, hit the 3, just get the value. Probably going to play the dip next, just so that we have enough coin that if they do push... Okay, that's annoying, but still. I gotta play a unit here. Top deck's looking very good. The entire deck's looking very good. So we pull her. We mulligan for these. We get this in round 3, I guess. I feel like that's probably the way we're gonna have to just do this. I could see them seizing that if they want. Otherwise, assassination, whatever the case would be. I just hope they don't clog too much because I have to find these cards. Sure. I guess we could take that approach, because, like, although we don't use the Gellert, we're still staying ahead. That's important for me, and it puts me in a spot where I could take a tribute if I need to pretty easily.
Hallowed flame light our way through ignorance and superstition.
Pretty good coup. I could trade that for a prof, puts me at 8, then we do 7, then we do tribute. I feel like they're going to be pushing it a bit more. Slave 6. No tribute. There we go. It's only a matter of time. A little late though, but I don't even think it's really important for us to deal with it. There's like a lot of stuff I don't want to play, which is a big problem for me. I'm just waiting for Torres still. I think they have it, but they're holding it. Okay. Fair enough. We got leader out of the way. I know it was a little bit of a top-heavy hand for round 1. We played Gellert, we played the Savola, the Professor. But overall, we get a handful of golds. We can go into round 2, 3, and look for, obviously, the win conditions here. So we'll try and get a value bleed. They did play Calvite, so... But we got to be pretty pretty crazy with these mulligans here. We gotta actually take... I feel like I'm gonna put Jackal down first, because this will be another spender that I have. So they missed Torres round 1. They definitely have Torres here. They're probably deciding on that right now. There we go. 22. That's a really good removal. I don't think we're going to get a better chance than this. Do something here. They don't get the Thin out of the way. Desperate times. They're trying to scare me out. That's not enough for me. What I'm gonna try to do is take out as much as I can here. Okay, so they have a bunch of coins. We don't want to let them use that. I'm gonna try to use as much as I can here.
The docks! Which way to the docks?
12 and 12, we keep card advantage if we just don't play, but I kind of want to just put down Candle, you know? They could coup that. Oh no, they could still coup Marils. The funny part is it actually doesn't put them ahead. So definitely pass on that, right? Because that's probably Terra Nova. It was all part of the plan, man. So they got Squirrel off that. What else did they give Spine to? Brawler, Disciple. Good. They played the second coup. I don't have to worry too much about that. We might be able to pull off double Shupe in the round 1. If I do the Shupe Mage, then it's just like game over for them, right? If we can hit it. I mean, that's still bad for them. That's still pretty bad. Yeah. Then you get 2 cards to figure it out. I think that's fine.
Nilfgaard will conquer these lands.
It's a pretty big swing.
Or without it.
We all make sacrifices.
Yeah, that's a pretty big swing. 20 points.
Test that, but God is not human.
Last card, Vilg, I think. Actually, no. At this point, it's probably just like a... Yeah, something like that.
Death would be a mercy you
We
do
should be
not
good.
deserve.
Yes, you. Have you made
I don't even need to, you know, we're good. And we got another Enslave 6 matchup here. Lots of fun on the ladder today. Brawler will be really good. This will be decent. This will be decent. We could chip down engines if they play any. Don't need Alyssa yet. I don't want to put this in deck, then they make a copy of it, right? If they give it spying, it's really bad for me, so... Things that are less conditional are better in hand. Let's make it kind of awkward for them, make them play tall, quick. It's probably Torres opener. No.
You shall hear out what I have to say.
That's pretty annoying.
Ever faithful to the flaming rose. Sword of the Order! Flaming rose!
That's not the one I want to boost, actually. It's probably one of the spenders like that. Yeah, it's fine by me.
The simplest methods yield the best results.
I don't think placement's like important unless they have assassination, but a lot of people are cutting that card anyways.
I shall not repeat Emil's mistakes.
We too can play with fire! Oh yeah!
Don't really want to spend here either. So they're probably just going to try and kill this after. My hand is really good. It's almost too good. The thing is, if they win round 1, they top deck really well and they have the council carryover, I believe that they're going to try and push. So we can get them to spend something... It's really tough, man. At least use the council.
You mistake stars reflected in a pond for the night sky.
If that was the only card they could play, I wonder what else was in their hand, you know? Give me back, give me Alyssa. I gotta get my Shupe off, you know? 10 left. We could thin a little bit, then take... I don't know if I want to play... Okay, I guess we're going to do it now. Do we have any? No specials we could play with Tome. You can't even drop a candle here. Give me as much money as possible. There we go.
Could I get for a dime?
At least you can make the leader kind of awkward for them. Decent, decent. You know, it's not going to be Alyssa anymore. I don't think that whole thing's going to work. It was doing too much. It would be literally keeping Tome and then trying to get Alyssa with the Vivaldi Bank and then having to rely on them not getting something very good as well. And usually with Enslave, they get pretty good cards. So, you know how it is. Let's just open up with a candle and make it kind of awkward for them here. There are going to be a lot of engines that we have to remove soon.
The senses can be fooled easily.
So that's starting to look like Marils. Good to know. With the armor on it already at 8, it's probably going to be the tallest that we get. This is not really doing anything, so we'll just play that. Everyone hovers over the card. It's like you play something that no one sees and they're like, what's that? What's that do? I also noticed I haven't really been getting GGs for this deck, and I don't even know why. Honestly, I thought it was creative, and it feels pretty wholesome. It's got Shupe and Redea. I don't know, man. And it works too, it makes sense. Go ahead and replay that if you can, sure. It's gonna die. Now I got a choice to make here, alright? I think what I'm gonna do is play Redea and float so that I have that disposable income, you know? Because then, when this gets to 6, we kill it anyways. And I'm hoping that they don't have a double proc. That would be so funny if this got killed. Like, nah, now they just play that. Okay. 246, 246. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously, we gotta do something here. We're running out of coins too. Let's see. 2, 4, 6. We got the okay. Sheesh. Look at that. That's gonna be a nice removal. And there it goes. Goodbye. I'm in a weird spot where I have to, I could take, like, for example, actually, 2. It's tribute 4, yeah.
Best not play with fire.
We do this now, so then we can Professor the 4. We get our money right back. And then we get extra coin later if they don't kill her. Yeah, 7 left. Okay. These 2 are very important. We get 7 right back, so we can afford both. It's going to be tight. Vincent. 6. This is 8. I guess they played 2 tall punishes. I can't expect a third, right? I mean, if they just play a third, we lose regardless. Let's just see what happens here. That was a good swing, dude. I actually underestimated how good of a swing that was. You're gonna coup the cob? That's not very good. That's a 4-point coup. I got another spender right here. I got one right here. Damn. I guess you couldn't coup this, so... Honestly, you're better off just sinking it for damage at that point. Well, it's a 1-point, 2-point coup. Here.
The eternal fire casts a long shadow.
I wonder if it's gonna sink in yet for them. We get the little refund here. It's so good. She's one of my favorite Syndicate cards. Very underrated. I shouldn't have hovered over her. They finally realized that she actually does something for us. Whoops. I think I just used 1 just in case. This game looks like it could be a win. I gotta get rid of this just in case they generate some coin, or they go and they take Anna Henrietta. Like it's the next thing that we do for sure. In fact, it should have been something I've done sooner. And that doesn't work. You're not getting coin like me, dude. Let's just get rid of that ASAP. What's left? I don't know if they have Anna in this deck. Maybe just that kind of thing. So we can do 3 here. And we could do 4 for 3 here. And then we can go and probably just take Gellert, because points. And then we'll just do that. And then we got 8 coin left. So we'll do 4 here. There's no shot, right? Yeah, okay. And next up here we have Rage of the Sea, Skellige. So the big thing for us is trying to get rid of their engines as soon as possible, right? We gotta have spenders. They have Rio Hand in the grave, so we want to keep Squirrel for that. I don't think they're going to be running a defender. Most of the time they don't. You could, though. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So boost it up with Veil, we can't give it bounty, and it's going to cost everything I have to use the Freak Show. So We'll go for the Shupe. Maybe try and roll that for the content. I giggle when I do this, like, in my head, because I'm not a big Shupe player, but I have to say it's pretty satisfying, and now I understand why people do it. So, being in a position like this, it sort of puts me in a good spot for the round. We gotta make sure we secure it, so I gotta have Bank, and a big thing here could just be taking Professor. We get rid of an engine, we get rid of the damage that they have, we get coin back, now we can have a flexible turn or two. The boat's online, it's doing well, we have some bronze cards that we could play, so I think it's justified here. It's just that becomes tricky. And I want to have Freak Show for later when they bring these all back, so I'm a little bit conflicted about if we should be playing Freak Show now, you know what I mean? So it might just be letting that one get tall and just dealing with it. But you know they probably have Megascope, which is also the annoying part. If it gets out of hand, though, we still have Freak Show for the second one. So it's not all bad, you know? I have room to put the Shupe back. Makes sense to try and do that before we take the Maxi, just so that we know where it is, right? So problem here is that they are catching up. If I don't take this now, then we're not going to win the round. That's what it just comes down to. So if we can do one, it's manageable. Then if we win on even, we can just do a value bleed, get out all the reses later, and not have to worry about it. $27 to 12, 2 points rain. That's decent. Gotta protect them though, right? If I want to spend, we gotta be able to spend. A Vial's progressive, 4 turns of Vitality, so might as well get it started. Yeah, so that'll just do it. I would say fairly expensive round 1. Obviously, spending first Shupe's not all bad because we get it back with Alyssa, so we have to factor that in, but we did spend Professor. So in a situation like this round 2 here, we're going to be looking at it, okay, can we push, can we push? We're just going to be kind of nudging at them. And if we see opportunities, then we'll take them, but I don't want to just go all in and then lose all my best cards and then maybe just not 2-0. You know what I mean? So we'll play it sort of conservative to start. Maxi first is fine. 3 draws, 2 mulligans. We're not getting a lot of stuff we need, really. But yeah, we'll take a shuffle, put them to the bottom of the deck, and see if we can do better. We still have Tome, but I'd like to at least draw Vivaldi or Shupe organically, and then, you know. So assessing the situation turn by turn, right? Otherwise, I would have probably played the Gellert there. But Candle just so that, you know, we have a little bit of carryover, something to think about here. We got to play around rain as best possible.
Make way! Move it!
If they click, we get a really easy Marils. Something to think about, right? Alright, so I think that they just have it in the bank. I guess that works for them. They play it from hand, it goes back in deck, it comes out later if they can get it together. Sure. Free damage ping. Again, still trading bronzes here. Possible reses that they have would be Sigdrifa's right and Melusine for the, or not Melusine, Fukusha for the Melusine. So we have to sort of factor that stuff in when we're thinking about, okay, when am I actually going to take Marils, if we're going to be taking Marils this round on the Melusine. You know, it has to be after either they've used those things or when we know they probably don't have those things. Late on the Gellert. Again, I wasn't planning on going maybe this far, but it's looking decent so far, you know what I mean? Kraken. That's a lot of points. Let's give him a little boost. Play around like a random gutting slash, I guess, you know? We could just go shoot Resilience. Make it even better, if possible. Nope, nothing? Okay. Do we take a boost, or do we take damage? Damage is... it's reasonable. Get rid of that. Basically, it takes away some rain value. Because if they click range row, they can keep those guys out there. But otherwise, they have to use like leader or something crazy just to keep rain so that they have, you know. There's Fukusha. So what this tells me here is one thing. Last card in hand is either going to be the res or it's not. And if it's not, then I'm in a really good spot if I go ahead and kill the Melusine here. So, and if it is, then we get it out of the way. Bride of the Sea's already played, you know? I think we could just go all in, man. Without spending the last little leader, yeah, we're good. And we have Force of Nature coming up here. It's always going to be either some sort of Thrive scenario, Cat, Kiki type deck, or Kashi type deck. And then on the other spectrum, it's going to be Relics with Renfrey and Triss. So those are generally what we prepare for. So Squirrel could be good. Might not be good. Really depends. Got some decent stuff here, though. So that's an indication that it's probably going to be Relics, right? You don't just put Brewis in the deck for no reason. Usually accompanied by Relics. Got to be able to compete with that, right? So we'll get out the 2-point return engine first. Make use of the limited coins that we have from the cards in hand, you know? Yeah. So we're expecting full-blown Relics. I don't know what type of Relics, but... let's get the party started. This is like one of my favorite combos in Syndicate. Honestly, just easy 4 for 2 every turn. And if you guys remember back in the day, Geller didn't even have the once per turn cap. Literally just went off. Before Adrenaline, right? It's just like boom, boom, boom. Nuts. Do they paint the picture? There's 2 crones. That's a lot of provisions. Like, we're talking about 7 per turn. They're just dumping here. So I always try to play in a way that I can play less provisions than them and just maximize what we're getting here.
Truly. And now I shall break you.
The deck's okay. There's some things I just won't get, like Redea, which feels kind of bad. Let's see. $20, $30, 2 points per turn. Once they get the Sabbath and then they get the Apprentice down, it's very difficult to stay into the round. And if they get 2 down, it's almost impossible to win, believe it or not. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot, but that 4 points unconditional just going is nuts, in addition to whatever else they play. So I like to try and get those out of them early, and I feel like we have to play in a little bit more just to see if we can get another commitment or so, because so far this round wasn't overly expensive for them, right? They had 2 7s, a 5, and a 4. Get a little bit of carryover, because relics like to bleed. And notice here, I'm not going to click anything, because I want to save the coins, or as many of them as possible, if they do try and bleed. And then if they pass here, we still get it in 1 turn. Or at worst, 2 turns, right? Okay. So we got all 3 crones out of the way. That's enough for me. 40 to 17. I think that we got pretty good on that. You know what I mean? So is Squirrel necessary? If they play Incubus, what do they have here? I have 4 provisions for bronze, and they have 4s and 5. It doesn't feel really worth keeping Squirrel. Usually when you're playing in with a self-eater, it's because you want to bleed. Right? At least for me it would be. Just dip it, get some money together, and then, you know, we can clear the board if we need to. Whether it's Professor, if they don't split, if they do split, do Freak Show. Doppler, okay. That wasn't very good. 6 points. I gotta play around the random toad potential, you know? But then, at the same time, might as well just try and keep our card. Leader jam, and again, quick little 18 points. Man, that tempo's so quick. When I see this sort of thing, I'm thinking that they're stacking for Triss. And the Triss is going to get a lot of value here. So we gotta worry about how we're going to get out of the situation. We got to get down the framework here. We got to get down the engines. We can't just keep chasing and not getting, you know, the value here. But at the same time, yeah, it's going to have to be Disciple. And then we'll just go down with the Cleric after and just, you know, get him online.
A witch's best friend is a pig, no doubt.
Yeah, no? Yeah, that's like a game loser if we don't answer that right there. And just, yeah. There we go. We'll give him a chance to get card back at this point, because I don't want to overextend. I feel like they've made enough commitments that they're just going to try and go for it. You want to take 10 over? I'll take 10 over too. Again, just dabbling with, should I let them have cards? Should I not? It feels like if I can take it away, we should take it away, but we have to realize here that we do have a tribute to take, and it's an expensive tribute to take, right? Heller the MVP, that's kind of gross. Could have been prevented, man.
A rock toppled and beneath it a scorpion revealed.
I get another crack at it, though, which is pretty cool. And Triss. Sheesh. Quick little 20 points. Only if they're able to spawn a little bit more, right? There you go. It literally just sits ahead. Just sits ahead. We got a full bank. So we got to be careful here, though, because although we keep card, it's cut down to 4 coins. We have the candle carryover. No, we lose candle. Yeah, that's right. We lose candle carryover. 4 coin carryover, but they have 10 points on the board, but we have extra card. You know, it might just be worth trying to shoot that out. Peller was actually worse than the first card we had. That's cool. Yeah, let's move random. If we take that 10 in a short round like this, we could just win, right? Of course, I'm cursed. I guess you just kill it. We'll find out if they're rent-free. Probably.
Dance with me. Come closer.
We got 4 in the tribute, so King of Beggars is definitely coming back. It would have been nice to take the mage first, but honestly, I'm not just gonna hit one thing. I gotta wait till they stack a little bit, you know? Like, if they split self-eaters, then I can do it. And that doesn't even feel too bad. Just take power on whatever else. I don't think it matters that much.
Fighting spirit, what need ye to flee this world ever free?
6 coins left in the bank. We got Vivaldi as well. That gets a pretty good trade, okay? Because it's just that the The middle is gonna take more than 2 damage, right? 3, yeah, yeah. You might as well spend here, because that's our spender. There we go. I guess they just couldn't do it.